Banks.
I'm Josh.
Odd places going.
Viral. Right to this guy somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to try not to get too heavy on this one. What is your definition of nationalism? What is nationalism to you? This has been on my mind the past couple of days a lot.
So nationalism is the love of the nation that you relate to the most. I am an American. I have German heritage and English heritage. I was born in America. I'm an American. My love of this country and the way it lives and the way not lives, the way it is, the culture, the structure, the government, the whole 9 yards. So that is it's the love of the place that you're from. Not necessarily. It could be I love Germany, let's say.
So how's that different than patriotism? What's the difference between nationalism and patriotism?
Wow, I have no idea.
Because my definition of nationalism is a little different than other people's, I guess. Because your definition is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's what most people think of. I guess I just took it from a different perspective, and I got some pushback on it, which is fine. Because I put a quote out there, something along the lines of nationalism is the symptom of spoiled privilege. Because I see nationalism as the extreme. It's where you love your country so much, you put it over the welfare of other people. You put it first and foremost before the welfare of anyone who's not a citizen. So you're a nationalist first, and then you care about people. So I guess I just see it as more of an extreme version of patriotism. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I'm right. I just don't know. That's why I'm asking.
So what is patriotism for you?
Patriotism is pride in your country. I think it's pride. It's also doing your duty as a citizen. I think when you do your duty, when you're voting, you're taking care of others, you're helping build community, you're being patriotic. And that's just my definition. But I'm not a dictionary. So I'm not Merriam nor am I Webster.
So you alluded to a very intriguing point, and the point is, as nationalists, as a nationalist, they love their country above loving people.
Correct.
And it made me think of something, and that was, I was talking to a Down syndrome person, or someone that was an advocate for Down syndrome people. And I said, is she a Down syndrome person? And they like to say, no, they are a person, human, who has Down syndrome. They are a person with visually impaired, mentally impaired. So it goes human first, person, and then you go down. So when you said that someone is a nationalist in the nation, I love the nation more than anything else. It's USA, or let's say it's Guam. And they can't see that all the tourist people that are coming and loving the Guam's land and helping economically. So why is it that we have this and it's not only in America, it could be in Guam.
I think it comes from fear, and I think it's partly, like I said, spoiled privilege. It's so easy to be a nationalist when you're on the inside. When you've already made it here and your family's here, it's easy to be a nationalist and say, well, no one else should be here, or other people, if they're not U.S. citizens, are not worth coming here, or they shouldn't be trying to get into the country. And so I think we're a little spoiled, a little privileged. And here's the thing. I think we won the birth lottery. You and me, we won the birthright lottery. We won several lotteries. We were born here. We're born in a wealthy country. Bingo, we won. We're born the privileged gender, male. We're also born the privileged color. We won a lot of lotteries, to be honest, because we had no control over those things. We didn't win those on our merit. We were just blessed with it. And it's so easy for people like us to say, well, no one else, right? Close the borders. We don't need anyone else. These people are coming in. They're going to try and screw stuff up. We don't see them as people. We see them as non-US people, non-US citizens. And we immediately put that label and judge them. And I think it's wrong. And that's why I spoke out. And that's why I created the quote.
Okay, and you think it's because of fear. So it's the fear of what? We're losing our jobs. It's the fear of they're going to take our jobs.
They're criminals. You can hear all the reasons. They're criminals. They're going to take our jobs. They're going to live off the system. To which I remind people, there are a lot of Americans doing those three things that also that are already here, born here. There's plenty of that happening. So,
and when you hear that, it's and tell me if I'm wrong. It's as if they're coming into our country poor. Let's say some of them are poor. Majority of them are poor. I don't know. They're coming in poor. They're making a life for themselves and their families, making money. The economic prosperity of America, and as they make money, they move up the economic ladder. Okay.
right.
And the misconception is that they are taking jobs. They're taking money because they're taking welfare, and they're using the system, and they're playing the system, or whatever it is. Now, I'm going to make a distinction here, and the distinction is that, okay, the general perception is that they are coming into the country poor. Granted, there are rich people who do come into the country and create businesses, and there's incentives for them also. And I'm not sure. I'm thinking that they have an opportunity, an easier opportunity. They can pay the money and go, okay, I can have a company now in this country. However, the point that I'm really trying to make, and I'm trying to make the distinction between rich and poor, in a sense, and I'm not trying to do economic warfare here. I'm just saying that the system is being played. And when I say played, taken advantage of from the whole spectrum of rich and poor, immigrant, non-immigrant. I mean, you look at the system and you can say, okay, I can get through. I can pay a lawyer $100,000 so that I don't have to pay $10 million in taxes. So I'll pay the lawyer. You see my point. So
yeah.
So this is a human condition of us thinking, I'm going to take advantage of it. I don't want to pay taxes. I don't want to pay, that.
Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be a rich and a poor aspect to anything like this that we're talking about. It's just, for example, like when the caravans supposedly were coming in, right, from Central America, I didn't hear a lot of people stopping to ask, like, hey, do some of these people have value? Do some of these people, like, we weren't looking at them as people. We were looking at them as this invasion. And not everyone, I don't mean everyone in this country was doing that, but there was a significant portion of what I would call nationalists, to be honest. That's how I would define the nationalist, that there's this invasion coming in. Not people, an invasion. And words matter when it comes to stuff like that. It paints a different picture. And I always like to see us look at people first, instead of slapping the label of, putting the political border up in between us. That's all.
Yeah. The only ones of us that are not immigrants are actually the American Indians. So you are an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. I mean, I came from immigrant roots. We all have, and I think that's the
irony.
That is the irony of our country. I mean, of that.
So there is a cure. There is a cure. Well, there's a treatment and a cure for nationalism, I believe.
Treatment?
The treatments are things like empathy, compassion, gratitude, right? That makes you realize that you were lucky to be born here, unlike many, many others. The cure, in my opinion, severe destitution. That's the cure. You want to cure someone of nationalism? Put them in a situation where they're severely destitute, where they're lucky to even be alive. And I promise all that bull crap about nation or about race or about all that crap that people put labels on, that stuff goes away. That stuff goes away real quick.
And we are seeing that actually happening kind of right now, don't we? We see that in a country. No?
Maybe. I don't want to downplay what's happening. You mean with unemployment and people?
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying with the virus.
Yeah. I mean, they're still getting, a lot of people are still getting unemployment checks. A lot of people are still getting help. A lot of people are still not destitute. When I say severe destitution, go look at India. Go look how you know, 1 billion people in India live. A lot of people in China. Go look at real, I don't mean like first world country problems. I mean worldwide destitution kind. That's the level that will snap you out and make you appreciate what you got and not be such a hole about people wanting a better life for themselves, just like your ancestors did.
Yeah. I'm Banks.
I'm Josh.
Odd Places going
Viral.